Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Sidelines Sports Invitational presented by Sidelines Sports Network. I'm joined with co-host Wolfie Too Hot. We got the lower consolation game on the left side of the bracket. UConn takes on Louisville in our third game of the night.
It's going to be a fun one here tonight, Nation. You know, we've been able to really see what these teams have been able to come out with. And I think one thing that you're really going to show is that competitiveness to be able to really showcase everyone at home what the season's going to look like moving forward.
Mike is a little robotic, a little bit. Fine for now. It's not super bad. But anyway, I mean, again, we've already had 2 series played tonight. Louisville dropped in great sets. Tennessee earlier. UConn was stunned in 5 by Ohio State. So I think this UConn comes favorite. We'll have to wait and see what happens.
You know, I'm interested to see, especially early in the series, Nation, how big do you think Game 1 is here to be able to really put yourself up with some confidence and, more importantly, on to a match win to really put yourself into a point where you might be able to run the table?
I think every game is important, especially, Game 1. We talk about it a lot. I mean, I think if you look at this on paper, UConn is a heavy favorite, but Louisville has what it takes to compete with UConn. They've got a transfer from Wyoming and Chef Tavo, so look at his impact on the Cardinals offense at Wyoming last year. Now it's transferred to Louisville, play for our power program, Wolfie. So it's a upper transfer, I guess.
Yeah, it's showing you the landscape here, especially in College Rocket League, being able to say, hey, I feel like I can thrive in another school, be able to move on over. And like you said, a powerhouse school, a school that's going to be really trying to plant their flag in the Rocket League space for years on end. And, right here, it can show you why that transfer was so huge, why he feels that this season for himself with a new team is really going to be the difference. And, he's expecting to really come out here, knowing that they had a transfer now. Now my expectations for this is a little different. Do you feel the teamwork at all is going to be any issues, especially so early on in the season?
Week 1, I think there's always going to be issues with teams trying to filter their out, especially with a player in transfer here. He was at Wyoming in the fall. Now he at Louisville. So, spring is his first semester. Guys at the Louisville. So it's just trying to build on, that and build the chemistry. It's week 1. They've already suffered 1 loss before, and they have this week, and they got a game next week in the non-conference. A week from now, ACC play will begin for Louisville, so we'll see how that goes, but it has not been kind to them in the past. Maybe if with a transfer, they can get things turned around. It's their 3rd season of CCS. They have been far from the postseason. Maybe get a little bit closer this spring.
One thing that I'm interested to see is, do you think there are any expectations onto him that he's going to have to try to live up to? You're talking about transferring over, trying to change what the program was in this first season. What to you would you say is the bar at the very least of what this program is looking to get out of him?
I think in terms of the success just in general with his expectations, I would say a 500 record in ACC play is probably an expectation. It's hard to say 500, or maybe if you can positive. It depends on how things shake out for the Cardinals. But again, they played a good Tennessee team. I think we'll kind of get more of a observation as to how they do with UConn. But again, another tournament team here for the Huskies. So Luke might be again another solid team. But it's hard to break that out. I mean, Louisville's got to turn things around. We got to see what they're made of, and hopefully this Wyoming transfer and Chef Tabo can help them get things to a higher record than what they passed. So maybe this is finally a good run incoming for Louisville.
I think too, as well, for Louisville, not being able to really see what they were last semester. We're looking at the way they are going to be this semester. This first game for me, especially when just putting the notes down, is game number 1. How well do they work? How are they able to stretch the field, find ways to utilize the space on the opposition end to get some great passes, and more importantly, allow for yourself some easy goals? Or is this team going to be one-minded centric, where it's saying, hey, we know who's going to go get our buckets. We're going to allow him to go out there, do what he knows how to do well, and more importantly, we'll just stay back here, try to get anything off the redirect and try to put a goal on. But, game number 1, trying to see where your season starts is right now, and I think these players are starting to get a little ready, and I think everyone at home is starting to get a little anxious as well.
Let's get down to the field for game number 1, Wolfie. Louisville takes on UConn here in the lower consolation game of the Sideline Sports Invitational presented by the Sideline Sports Network in partnership with the Collegiate Conference Series. Wolfie, thanks for coming out this afternoon. We got two exciting games to close our night.
Well, it's time here, ladies and gentlemen. A fresh 5 minutes in the house here for CCS. The season kicks off here.
Game number one, our third game, the best of 5. Wolfie, expectations coming in, predictions for what you're expecting to see happen tonight, as you've gotten to watch UConn play a couple of times in last season. New to Louisville, I assume, but I think this series and really season is going to be super exciting.
It is, and you know, for Louisville, like you said, first time seeing them, I just want to see how they play the first pace in the first half. Can they find a way to control it, find a way to not allow themselves to be on their back heels too much, where you're seeing UConn just use some of that aggression on the offensive side to really open up big shots? And Noah said, I got the arc, pardon the waters. First goal coming in for UConn.
The Huskies start things out strong again in game one earlier on tonight. They had a 4-1 lead in game one over Ohio State, and they blew it and lost in overtime. 3 own goals later, the Huskies lost them at the game in overtime. And now game one here, they're off to a solid start. A 1-on-1 finds a second cap, gets the Huskies a double goal lead.
Yeah, he's trying to cap this one off here early. Second goal off the kickoff. The most important portion of Rocket League. And I love the patience there by Cap. Not knowing if he wanted to go for the flick, but deciding to just take it off his car, go slowly, use patience, more importantly, find a way to get the bottom righty.
4:20 to play here in the game one. Louisville trailing 2, trying to find that first opportunity. And I just feel like UConn is a very solid team through and through, offensively and defensively. They got a tall task ahead of them here, Wolfie, but again, a lot to prove as well. A quality win would go on the resume if they can find a way to win this series.
Well, I just still feel here early on, just knowing where your teammates are going to be at, having that confidence of just a familiarity. Is a little teammate bump there. You saw a little French kiss there. First couple minutes in there saying, hey, we love the way it's going now. A little brotherly love as this one continue to get going.
3:40 to play. Noah over the top, turned away on the goal line. And this first minute 20, Wolfie, Louisville, I mean, they've had a couple of close calls defensively, but nothing really too threatening on the offensive side, as Noah has done a stellar job at applying pressure down the field and creating opportunities for his teammates to have an opportunity to score. But and it's just feel like this pressure has to get through, and there's a third for Cap. 3:22 to go.
That's an unfortunate one there for Louisville. 2 men right in front of the net, but it just seemed a little bump there, miscommunication. That's what we're talking about. How's the communication going to play? How's the teamwork going to play? And right now, UConn showing that, hey, we know how we want to get going, and they're getting going quickly.
Going to go right now and open the game. Ohio State about to lead nothing over Tennessee in a best of 5. So Ohio State almost going to book a ticket to the first place game here in the Sidelines Sports Invitational, waiting a winner of the Arizona State LA Tech game on our stream later tonight. Is 3 minutes to go now in game one. UConn surging early, Wolfie.
Yeah, this is where UConn just continue keeping this team down. Don't allow for that first goal to come in until the last potentially 60 seconds into it. You don't want to make this a game where Louisville feels that, hey, we know what we need to do now. We know how to be able to take control. And right now, they've done a great job of not allowing too much to happen in the possessions, or the little bit of a possession Louisville has had so far, as Rhino trying to see if he can match a teammate up there mid, but we'll just go for a long clear.
2.5 halftime in the game number one. And the Louisville still trail by 3, trying to find that first goal to, get an opening. So if you get the offense some energy moving forward here, is again the second half far better for the Cardinals.
Talking about getting some energy. Everybody in chat, go out there and put what team you're supporting, what team you feel is going to take it. UConn looking strong as the first half of Rocket League here for the opener seems to have come to a close, as Louisville still trying to find that first goal. Tavo can't find much, as Noah just going to push this towards midfield, but cut away quickly.
And at 55 to go, UConn almost a dangerous situation there, taking it way in front of the UConn. A goal dropped down past, no one home on for rebound. UConn very spaced down the field, and UConn again back to the red side.
Yeah, and right now UConn just playing keep away. I love the way so far they just have found a way to just camped their side on this half of Louisville, and they just said, hey, we're putting up permanent rent. We're going to stay here. We're going to make you feel uncomfortable. On the small chances that they've seen themselves on the blue side here for Louisville, they haven't had too much in terms of the aggression. It gets cut out quickly, and where UConn's just playing the counterattack, and Louisville has to come out here and just try to play catch-up, but not much boost left here for the boys in red as they're trying to continue keeping that goal safe, as that one as close as they can ask for.
1 minute to go. A pre-jumping cap to midfield. Couldn't turn that one home. Almost a beauty for a fourth.
Yeah, you know, Cap so far, you know, talk about capping is the lie, but he is the truth here so far. He has just seen himself come up with big goals, especially here in game number 1. 2 goals to his name, shooting 50% here in this first game, and that's exactly how you want to come out with a player who the UConn squad has really gotten comfortable of really seeing himself take big plays when they need it. Noah trying to set something up for himself, trying to show his offense, and the man who started things off gets one here late with 33 remaining.
4-0. Noah gonna find his second of the game. 33 to go, and I think this is all cooked for Louisville in terms of a game 1 success. But again, now you look ahead to game 2 and try to turn the tides a little bit more.
Well, I think the Tides right now, they are controlled by Noah. He's seen himself really come out into this offense, and you know, I like what he's doing off ball as well as on. And you know, for UConn, it just feels that so far for them, they've been able to really utilize Cap as well as Noah to the best of their abilities. And Lamb has just been on the ride there and said, hey, I'm willing to pick up the slack, the third man. You need a clear, you need to find a way to get a quick breather, quick takeaway. Boost starve the opposition. I'm there and I'm doing it. It's been a full team effort as this one coming to a close. A no-brainer in game number 1 as UConn looking to have this one fall on the ground. Will they get one more for the road? As this squad so far, the offense is what's been the name, as UConn has really shown that they're the ones really setting the pace in this game.
On a stellar start. 4-0 final
Yes.
from Manfield Knight. On to game 2. Wolfie, I mean, what do you need to see change if you're good for 1 single registered shot? Compared to 8 for UConn, your offense goes 0 for 1, and you 4-0. You get outshot 8-1.
Well, you know, they've tried here in this last game to really allow themselves with some big long clears throughout most of for Louisville to get off their half, but it just seemed that every time they did, UConn did a great way of rotating back, have someone catch that off, they reset their possession up, full boost, ready to continue on, and Louisville just couldn't handle the pressure here. And you know, Tavo just wasn't able to get going, and it's what we're talking about. We saw some miscommunication here early on, and that's what usually happens for new teams. We see it all over, even the Pro Series in RLCS. You know, teams that just get together that may have a couple scrims under their belt. When the lights are bright, are you going to be able to deliver? And right now, 1-0, Louisville trying to say they can tie this one up in the series at 1-1.
4:50 go here in game number 2. Louisville looking for a completely new response after just only 1 single registered offensive shot in the game 1, so things really need to turn here in game 2. Wolfie, to give the Cardinals even a fighting sign of life this series, with UConn trying to avoid an 0-2 7th place game appearance.
Well, you know, for UConn, I think for them, when you look at this squad, I think as a whole, and you look at what they can really accomplish, Stealth says, Wolfie, quiet down. I'm about to peek on them. Let me get our first lead of the night.
He didn't get the flip reset. Just going to went right through both those defenders.
Yeah.
Got 36 seconds off the clock. It's a 1-0 Cardinal lead, and maybe we'll see how long they can hold on to a lead here.
Well, and that's right there where I think for them in game number 2 to score first, you saw yourself have a goose egg back in game number 1. It's one where you're saying, all right, we can score now. We know we can get past this defensive front that is UConn here. Now we have the lead. Let's hold on to us for at least until the end of this first half and allow yourself to really put the pressure onto UConn where you felt it most of the last game. But most importantly, 1 goal's not going to stick. They need to be able to double this up.
52 to go here. A goal with the smoke screens in front of the Cardinal net, but no goal for a UConn. The first minute 15 is gone, and Louisville really turned things around offensively. A couple of registered shots already, and a goal already on the board. They've got UConn scoreless for the first minute and a half.
Noah flicking this one up off the backboard. Won't be able to get much of a touch. Tavo needing to get this one out, but not much boost here on the side for UConn. Tavo needing to get this one out of his half, but the offense may be low, but they are starting to pounce on the side of Louisville. There's a good clear here. We'll put it right back onto the red side.
10 to go. Rhino back across open space, and we'll be in this series. We're 2 minutes into game 2. What's changed? Game 2.
Yeah,
Game 1 that's opened things up for Louisville.
For Louisville, we're talking a lot about the long clear. I just think they're doing a better job of just keeping pace so far. And, for most of their possessions this game, in that last series, it just seemed that they had maybe a 2-3 second possession went away. And you're seeing them now finding ways to really keep it on the half here of UConn, where now UConn's the one trying to stretch out the game, stretch out the field, and more importantly, not play catch-up on the defensive side, as Stealth is really starting to open up some big plays here for this squad that you see more comfortable as well here in game 2.
Half. 2 minutes, 30 seconds, halftime is game 2. Make it 1-1. Lambo strikes for UConn.
I know I said lose the lead at least after halftime, but at least have a 2-goal lead. That one coming out of nowhere. Lamb is showing himself on the off-ball presence, but in that one gets a hint to the limelight.
Ohio State about to doglock Tennessee 3-0. It'll be your final over there. They win game 3, 5-1 the final, and we'll move on. Tomorrow night's first place game will be on the call for that one, but 2:10 to go. We got a winner and loser decide here.
Yeah, and this is where I feel for UConn. Go 2 up right now. You need this game. Do not allow Louisville to even sneak in a game in this series where things might start to get interesting. But, I think for this young Louisville squad, a long season ahead of them, first week for themselves. But this is where you're really trying to show up and say, hey, we can be pushed down. Let's show our character as a squad. Championship mentality is going to have to show itself early if this team wanting to take down the big dogs here in UConn.
Exactly. Play 3 games in 2 days, and all 3 of those games highly important on your tournament resumes in terms of the season building opportunities. But you got to be ready to go day in and night out. I mean, you got to be able to compete every single night in league play here in CCS. There's no easy game on this schedule for any of these teams.
And that's a great thing, though. That's the only reason I feel some of these schools love it, is that they get a grind. They get to go iron sharpens iron. It only helps continue evolving the landscape here for College Rocket League. And these players are for it. And Cap says, I'm for it as well. He has seen himself come alive here in this game. First game was all Cap. Second game puts one through, trying to cap the lead here at 107.
107 to go. 2-1. The Huskies jump back in front. 67 to play on the clock in regulation. Wolfie and UConn turn things around late in the second half, and Louisville now have 1 minute to work with to score once more.
Yeah, and I think for Louisville, it's crunch time now. You can't allow for yourself to not at least take it to overtime. You've been fighting so well in this game. I feel losing it in regulation is going to be a bit of a stinger. But at the very least, try to get a second goal on and say, hey, we changed up the entire dynamics in game number 2. A lot for us to be able to look at on the replays. But this team doesn't want consolation. They want W's.
Big chance there. Lamb just in time to save that ball. 30 seconds to go. Louisville at this point, you're going to send full house next chance you get and just hope that your offense can create one last look. With the daggers there for Noah. 20 seconds. It's a lead out to 2 again.
And Noah says, let's end it here. No more doubt. Beautiful assist here for the boys in blue. UConn, we all con. Everybody here for UConn looking good.
20 seconds to go. Game 2 coming to a close. Arizona State will again later tonight. In this series, Wolfie, I mean, UConn looks, they look great earlier against Ohio State, but things just, the defense kind of got clobbered a little bit. They got caught out and they had to deal with a whole bunch of bumps and demos, and they've had free space and free control of this series, and they are showing how dang good of a team they are when they have control of the series.
Yeah, this team has control. They have the controller, and they're completely in play. Noah getting the MVP here in this game, but UConn, for how comfortable Louisville looked back in that first game, I mean, in the back in that the first half here, UConn just dialed it up. It looked like they needed some time to really just get their feet warm. And once they said, hey, I think we're comfortable now, let's start running, Louisville just couldn't hang in there towards the back end of it.
On close, a 3-0 run here to game at 2 after Delph's early goal in the first minute. Well, you had 1 shot in game 1. Now you've got an additional 6 shots, so you get 7 total. So it is an increase in efficiency for Louisville in game 2. But again, you're going to be at a much higher level if you take down now in the reverse sequence.
Yeah, and I think right now for UConn, start early in this game. You saw Louisville kind of take shape in that second game where they needed to, but you put first goal on, you make this team just have to battle through the clock, make it a doomsday clock for the rest of this game. We'll have to see if Louisville can handle that type of pressure.
We will, and UConn avoid the first goal there. The defense will provide a couple of additional saves and a triple commit defensively for UConn. Now Louisville chance a big kill in the backfield, resets some pressure. Now 2-on-2 the other way.
And a massive demo there. That just allows yourself to make it a 2-on-2 instead of 3v2. And right now for Louisville, you needed that. You needed to be able to do something. And I think that's where it might start changing. But it has the convoy. It gets a couple demos as Cap able to put it through. This team a well-oiled machine, as UConn saying it's looking a little easy now.
Bully ball. The camera didn't show anything after the demo, so I wasn't quite sure where the ball went. But it went back into the Louisville goal. UConn up front by 1.
And now you're up. You know, they said, hey, well, if you want us to get the first goal, we got it. But now can you be able to get to keep Louisville at a point where they're the ones trying to catch it to their own tail? Make them try to play out of their sorts and not their brand of Rocket League. And Cap says, will do, Wolfie, will do. We find ourselves up 2 in the first 60.
Noah delivers a second to Cap. 4:08 to go. The first minute not even over. Louisville already in the trenches early here in game 3.
I think the UConn fans are going to have a good night tonight after this win. And Louisville, do they have it? Can they find a way to get a Lamar Jackson performance out of themselves to come away and get this win right now to keep this series alive?
Well, the Campbell Pavilion is loud as crap right now. They are feeling themselves here into game 3, but UConn is going to concede a Rhino. Will find the first. They're going to at least quiet the arena for now.
And what a job in being able to retaliate. We said you need a Lamar Jackson performance. Said, all right, we got it. Let's be able to come in here and try to pop one off. But, 2-1. Not out of the woodworks yet, but at least you find yourself closer than where you were. UConn trying to see if they can get a goal back quickly, and it didn't take them too long. Cap with the hat trick.
On the back of the board again, the lead back to 2 after Louisville quickly brought it down to just a 1-goal difference, but it's back to 2. 45 left, Wolfie. I mean, Louisville in trouble at this point.
Oh, they've been in trouble. I think they just, they weren't in and booked yet. They were still out. They were talking to the police and saying, hey, we didn't do anything wrong. But, and at this point, the consequences of the rest of this game has caught up on them. You're down 2 goals right now. A lot of time left. So I'm not saying it's over. I'm just saying you need to be able to come out. But Noah says, nah, it's over.
Might be 3:28 to go, a 4-1 lead. And UConn blew a 4-1 lead earlier in game 1 against Ohio State with under 2 minutes left. So anything can still happen with 3:28.
So there's a chance. There's a chance. But is it probable? Probably not. Possible, yes. But we'll have to see how the statistics continue working up. But we're starting to get a little close. I think if we see another goal or so, potentially in a Brazil territory, but we'll see if we get there. Louisville not trying to see if they can get their passports packed here quickly. His Cap takes it for himself. 1 man left. Noah going to turn on it, trying to see if he can find a teammate, but Tavo taking him out quickly.
Have to book a ticket to go tonight, but 3 minutes left. They're also, I don't think they're going to get as lucky as ongoing on themselves 3 times in one game, but we'll see if all that ends up happening here. 2:50 to play. It will fast break downfield. Cap, that's almost an own goal. Essentially, someone should have been there to score that, but unfortunately for Louisville, no one was there.
At this pace right now, especially at this level of Rocket League, you need to find a way to capitalize on the mistakes of your opponent, and that's really going to set this Louisville squad off, especially for the rest of the season. Is make your life a little easier. There have been some touches, especially like that one, where you need to be able to find a way to get through. Noah with the long clear, able to get a friendly touch there by the opposition, snags it, use the mistake to put a goal in and make it 5-1.
We are going to Bruce. 2:26 to go.
We might.
Still plenty of
time.
That's
the PJ ready.
2 more.
Well, Cap. See what he can do in the corner. He's had a stellar performance. Already a hat trick to his name. Is he the player that you felt was really going to take the lead here for UConn?
UConn starts with Noah. Third guy, he replaced Gavin, who graduated last year, and he became their offensive firepower. So he's the guy you look for to make big plays happen when you get into difficult situations in tight games. He's the guy that needs to come alive, and he's got a 6, 155. UConn up front by 5.
He said, keep saying my name there, nation. I like it. I like the way it sounds. I'm going to make sure everybody sees it. Big goal now, 6-1, and tons of time still left.
Gavin really well. And playmaker. He gets it done in the biggest moments for UConn. Now a chance for Rhino to deliver a double. It's good for Louisville. 2-6, 149. The Cardinals within 4.
All right, so nowhere Brazil. Looks like that flight has been completely taken out of the itinerary, but maybe Barcelona. Who knows? 6-2 right now. Still needing 2 till there, and I don't know. This has been a fun one. Louisville has really shown a lot of character in these last couple of minutes. You've seen them not putting their head down and just saying, all right, this game's over. Even with how much UConn is starting to open up the floodgates in terms of the scoring, Louisville has been staying in there, trying to show themselves off as a double tap off the backboard won't see itself coming through.
The dunk almost third there. 128 to go. Louisville nearly a huge chance to at least get this back down to this half.
So time continue to tick off here, and Nation, we still have some more action tomorrow, and we still have one more game here tonight. So tons of Rocket League here for CCS. Make sure to follow, ladies and gentlemen. Smash that heart button. We're growing every single day, and the league continues to grow. Noah, I believe that's going to put him into the hat trick.
7-2, 1:10 to go. UConn still a minute 10 to book a ticket to Barcelona, which is probably a safer city than Rio. But in 70 seconds after this, Arizona State will take on LA Tech to close the night before the first, third, fifth, and seventh place games tomorrow night. But again, still a long night ahead of us here.
This is going to be one where I think we're going to look back at the end of the season and kind of see where the teams kind of fall out, because these are where they are. This is not where they're going to end up being in terms of how their play style continues to develop, how they kind of traverse through the season, and a long season it is. And I think these teams right now, we're seeing the early buds of some flowers, and I think we have a lot to look forward to. As the last 36 seconds remaining here, UConn trying to see if they can scrape away one more. This one has a chance. Will not, as Cap going to put a big shot on, but a great save in net.
4 seconds to go. Still in front. Louisville needs a miracle here to close this game, but flip reset for Noah. Back across, has no help. There's the shot. It's good. 8-2. Book your flight to Barcelona.
And Lamb stands for look at me, as that one, a huge goal, top left corner. You said it, Barcelona, pack your bags. We're here, we're ready. As this one was a thrilling event, but Louisville coming up short here. And I think they just need some more time here, Nation. I think this team saw some great plays, especially you saw this offense get those 2 goals at a good clip, but it just didn't come at consistent way. Their defense kind of was tested throughout the entirety of this one, and UConn just looked like this is a strong team to look for the rest of this season.
That they are, and again now, your Louisville get the loser of FCSU Florida Atlantic in the 7th place game. UConn will get the winner of that 5th place game. But I mean, what a start for UConn. They're 1-1. They split tonight. I mean, going tomorrow to get another opportunity for quality victory over what probably will be SCSU. That's a big game. The Huskies, FCSU can hang on and beat LA Tech.
Well, you said it yourself, Nation. A lot more Rocket League to be coming. This one only getting better, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. I think we still have one more match here tonight.
That we do. We're going to go to a fast break. When we come back after the break, Arizona State takes on Louisiana Tech.